Here we are at the Quality Marine shop on Mill Bay Road. I'm going to take you inside to A1. Okay, here we are. This is the 2-bedroom apartment upstairs and the welding shop. Workbench. Okay.
More fire extinguishers here. You got the water can, dry chem. There's another CO2 extinguisher over there. We have assortment of boxes. They didn't get pulled out. We got safety gear in them, Tyvek suits, safety glasses, face shields, box of gloves, just general work gear. Assortment of coveralls, leather coats, more respirators. Over here we've got Craftsman laser, rigid borescope that works well. Got a nice screen, nice resolution, different attachments for it. Got another laser, temp gun, programmable, has memory for the temperature indicator. This one has just a standard temp gun. Sorted metric tools, staple gun. Assorted grinder blades up here, wire wheels, stainless wire wheels, sanding disc, cut-off wheels, wheels for aluminum, more sanding pads, an assortment of metric tools, assortment of hand tools, lots of bits, different type bits for all the different assortment here. Jacks, a couple boxes of soapstone, Allen wrenches, complete assortment of sockets, socket wrenches, impact sockets up to 1.5 inches, wrenches up to 1.5 inches. Lots of assorted hardware, hinges, stainless hinges, screws, not sorted out, screws, shackles, lots of rigging ends here for chains. Quite a few boxes of swedge lock, stainless steel tubing fittings, large assortment here, stainless hardware, shackles, stainless hinges, miscellaneous. Lots more swedge lock fittings, swedge lock unions, swedge lock to pipe, swedge lock, more unions to pipe. More assorted screws, another large assortment of swedge lock tubing fittings, tie down straps, lots of ratchet straps, more scaffold connector parts. We call these hole kits. They come with earplugs, safety glasses, spare tape measures, respirator cleaners, respirator parts made for going in confined spaces, assortment of welding rod and tape, the harness made out of Kevlar for welders to wear so it's safe. Five boxes of earplugs, 6 boxes of earplugs. Here's 250 pounds of rod, or actually that's more than that. Looks like there's another 1,000 pounds of assorted welding rods here. Dual shield wires, aluminum wires, stainless wire, 1-pound wire spools, copper nickel, silica bronze wires, assortment. Large assortment of air arc rods, different rods, TIG rods, all the different TIG welding rods, lots of stainless, 1/16 through 1/8, aluminum. There is steel rods, copper nickel, and chrome moly, and other assorted TIG rods. different reference books, handbooks, pipe trades, training manuals. Pipe training manuals, pipe fitters, pipe welder training books, different catalogs. This is a complete kit for doing DOT cargo tanks, different adapters for hooking up the tanks. There's a digital manometer in here, all the paperwork, custom built pieces for testing pressure reliefs, different systems on the cargo tanks. Up top here we've got lots of ground clamps. There's probably 8 stingers, brand new in the box, new TIG torch, new water cooled TIG torch, brand new air arc in the box, just the hose. Lead connectors, remotes, brand new Miller remotes. Lots of TIG torches, brand new heads, assortment of different heads, used heads. There's 4 more new ones back in here. Sorted parts, sorted tungsten, different sizes, different grades of tungsten. 3 boxes of TIG parts. They're completely full. This one's made for the field, comes with more in it. These are all your different TIG parts. This is 1 box. There's another one here, completely full of parts. Spare parts for the plasma cutter. Circle cutter for the plasma cutter. I'm going to say 2-stage regulators. These are the good ones. You can put the Y on. Air manifolds, air regulators, adapters. Boxes of fittings for air hoses. All the push lock fittings, quick connects, universal connectors. That one's heavy. 1/4-inch air hose, 3/8 air hose. There's for 1/2-inch air hose and more 3/8 air hose parts. Push lock. Complete, actually more than complete, torch hose repair kit with the pliers. Another torch hose repair kit. More torch hose parts, all the different parts for the torch hose. More torch tips. Spare gauges for the torches. We have 4 more hand torches, heads, straight barrels for the cutting, for the beveling machines, and track torches. Assorted rosebuds, welding tips, and 3 more cutting heads. Complete boxes for the wire guns, all the spare parts for the different style wire guns. This is for the Bernard guns. The next one down is for the XRA aluminum guns, and that's for the LN25s. Just more long necks, flexible necks for the wire gun, more spare parts for the aluminum XRA, bags of tips, spare nozzles, spare parts, liners for all the different wire guns, all the brand new liners, bags of tips, bags of welding tips, more bags of tips, parts for the Miller wire feeder, adapters, another box of spare parts for the wire feeders. We have more air regulators, air filters, 2 more flow meters, set up for testing torch hoses. That's a hose testing manifold. More spare parts for wire gun. This is the turntable for the positioner. This is I'm going to get a shot up from this side. Weld positioner. variable speed drill press, large, big table, freestanding, big motor, works very well. Blades for the metal cutting saw. Assortment of exhaust flexes, a new 8-inch, a new 6-inch, some spare parts.
That's stainless, right?
Yeah, stainless flexes for exhaust. Large assortment of pipe fittings. A lot of them are 3,000-pound couplings. Lots of Sched 80 nipples. Sched 80, Schedule 80. All S106 seamless. These nipples are all 106 seamless. Schedule 80. Cut down ones. Lots of 3,000-pound couplings. A lot of flanges. Blind flanges. Hydraulic adapter pieces. Stainless slip-on flanges. Low pressure. Big threaded stuff. Lots more butt weld fittings. More exhaust flanges, plate flanges, weld neck flanges, slip-on flanges. Some 180s, 6-inch 180s, 6-inch long radius, 6-inch short radius 90s, 5 and 6-inch butt weld T's. Large selection of T-bolt style stainless steel hose clamps. Large selection of those. Box of electrical breakers. Valves. Assortment of valves. Complete assortment of king nipples up to 4-inch. Assortment of threaded pipe fittings. More assortment of threaded pipe fittings. More assortment of king nipples. Stainless and steel. High pressure pipe clamps, mounting, all stainless, all different sizes, from 1/2-inch pipe up to 4-inch. Lots of 2-inch pipe clamps, all stainless steel weld-on type bases. Riser clamps from 1/2-inch to 12-inch. Riser clamps. Some stainless riser clamps. They're kind of mixed in there. Stainless steel tubing. These are the weld-on clamps for assorted tubing sizes. Stainless wedge lock. Assorted flapper wheels. All the 1-inch. 1.5 inch, 2-inch, up to 3-inch. Different sandpapers, cutting disc, sanding disc, end grinder parts, wire wheels, stones, brushes, assorted air tools, air adapters, pile of hole saws, more air tools. Assorted wire brushes and grinder parts, and assorted needle gun parts, large assortment of needle gun parts, needle spare parts, new needles, etc. This side we've got trapeze hangers, hydraulic flanges. More hydraulic flanges, assortment of hydraulic flanges and parts. Assorted small 3,000-pound couplings. Assorted stainless fittings. More assorted small socket welds. More assorted small socket weld fittings. More assorted socket weld fittings. And more socket and some threaded fittings, and some butt weld fittings, some smaller butt weld fittings. Curtis, low hour Curtis air compressor. very quiet, makes lots of air. Different assorted stuff that has pedigree on it for doing boiler work, MTRs on all the fittings, welding rod parts, assorted aluminum fittings, aluminum flanges, aluminum couplings, aluminum 90s, butt weld 90s, some large stainless steel tubing fittings, vanstone flanges for exhaust, assorted gaskets for exhaust and regular piping, assorted valves, check valves, 90-degree valves, assorted cam lock fittings, check valves, complete assorted 2-inch, or actually 2.5-inch down stainless fittings, lots of flanges, bushings, 90s, couplings, socket weld couplings, some threaded couplings, 3,000 pound threaded couplings, stainless, lots more assorted stainless, socket weld and threaded couplings, some stainless steel riser clamps, low pressure stainless steel socket weld fittings. These are 2.5, got 2-inch, different stainless king nipples, some more flanges, 2-inch flanges, 2.5-inch flanges, 8-inch short radius 90s, thin wall for exhaust or whatever.
What material is that? What material is that?
I think this is 304, 8-inch long radius 90s, 6-inch long radius 90s, 5-inch short radius 90s, various fittings. Another complete box of threaded galvanized, more stainless, mixed stainless and brass and copper fittings. Another box of assorted fittings. 12-inch stainless flanges. There's some 10-inch flanges and gaskets for doing exhaust work. More assorted threaded fittings, mostly hydraulic fittings down in there. More boxes of assorted fittings. All the way up there, I've got an LN25 and another LN25 over here. It's the far one. A small, runs on 208, little welder, easy to use, real simple, high frequency unit for the welder on the truck.
Do you want to do the stuff that's hanging up there too?
Mostly spare hoses, small pieces of lead, new lead for the XR gun. There's a water-cooled TIG torch, another XR gun. The gun needs some work, but the leads are all still good. Another spare XR gun, push-pull system, they're called.
And then those are plasma. What are those?
That's the LN25 wire feeder,
Oh.
welder, high-frequency unit.
No, I meant the hoses hanging above them.
Wire guns, different wire guns for the wire feeders.
Okay.
Some made for dual shield, some of them made for inner shield, different setups. Interconnect leads for the push-pull guns, another flow meter, lots of Norzon Plus 1/4-inch grinding discs, large stock of those are expensive. Got brand new batteries, cordless Sawzall, impact, cordless impact, different chargers, cordless grinder, Milwaukee cordless grinder, electric drill motor, 1/2-inch drill motor, lots of cordless tools, electric impact, Another 1/2-inch drill motor, electric drill motor chargers. Milwaukee, there from the side. Milwaukee mag drill, variable speed, quick change chuck, 3/4 chuck. Plasma cutter. This is the thermodynamics. Another GST 280 Miller. Got a called a slugger mag drill. Low profile. Low profile, it's small, easy to get into tight areas. Comes with a complete selection of bits up to 1.5 inches. A electric impact, and another plasma cutter, thermodynamics. These two have the same interchangeable parts.
What's that red box under there?
That's a slice torch system. Like a Broco torch. It's the it's for piercing pins. Air arc slice torch. Another plasma cutter.
Yeah, I'm looking at this idea.
Okay. Plasma cutter with leads. Remote filter. Spare filter parts. Lots of spare parts for it. Got a 100-ton porta power. 9-inch grinder. 3 skill saws. 4 skill saws. And another sawzall. This one's pretty new sawzall with the variable adjustable head and trigger variable speed. 2 9-inch, a 7-inch variable speed sander. Large assortment of small grinders. 4.5 to 5-inch. 3/4 inch air impact gun. More needle guns. More needle guns. Brand new needle gun in the box. Parts for all the belly machines. An air belt sander. Large carbide tipped saw blades. Assortment of torch hose end parts, again, brushes, miscellaneous hand tools. Another needle gun, chisel gun, nice new router. Miter saw that we use for aluminum mostly. Large assortment of plug-ins, all the different plug-ins you could imagine to come across, adapting to different systems. But there's all the different type of plugs, the heavy-duty electrical plugs, safety equipment, respirator parts, safety glasses, clear shields, dark shields, welding lens parts, box of old torch tips, more welding parts, assorted wire parts. Different adapters already made up to plug into different systems. Go from one system, one style to the other. They're all made up to go from one style to another style. Lots of spare electrical parts. More spare electrical parts. Electrical parts. Lots of electrical parts, spare parts, cord grid bushings. Just different screws, different bushings.
Those are all labeled. You can't see
all labeled. Jab scope pump. Works well, has a switch on it. Has different impellers for oil or water. Lots of different hose hookups over here for it. Whole box of parts. Set of sawhorses. The sawhorse is the same height as the fab table. Another skill saw.
Tell me about the fab table.
The fab table's 1 inch. It's 10 foot by 4 foot. fab table. Completely framed. Came out really flat. Comes with a rigid vise, a large capacity rigid vise. Lifetime guarantee. Opens up. It'll hold 8-inch pipe, which is very nice. This goes.
It's a divider, so you can make 2 workstations out of the table.
This can go on the table so your tools are more accessible. It also divides the table so 2 guys can work and grind and not be bothered by the other person. The table is all wired, has outlets throughout the table.
Really?
Lots of bits, large assortment of Bessie clamps, vice grip clamps. More boiler, these are some large boiler clamps. More Bessie clamps, small ones, medium, large, high capacity Bessie clamps. Small pony clamps, small boiler clamps. Belt sander, another sawzall. There's a mechanical rollout wheel for doing pipe. We're rolling out parts for welding. Comes with its own ground. End grinder. 110 or 220 welder in the box with the leads. Another spool gun. The nozzle's been removed, it broke. All it needs is a nozzle. There's spare parts over there. Thickness tester. That's basically labeled. Got 2 TIG torches here. Got a 9, a Weldcraft 9 and a Weldcraft 17. Comes with quick connects for the hoses.
Oh, say that again.
Weldcraft TIG torch at number 26, quick connects. The number 17 with quick connects, 1-piece hose. Another 26. More assorted. Another cut-off saw. Got a thermodynamics aluminum TIG welder or stick welder. Works really well for aluminum. It's a lot more basic than most. It's easy to set up. XMT 350. More assortment of grinding blades. Large assortment of pipe wrenches, crescent wrenches, sliding bar clamps, pry bars, furniture clamps. Mechanical bender for 3/4 inch swedge lock or 3/4 inch stainless tubing. There's a 3/8 bender, 1/2 inch bender, 1/4 inch bender, cut off tubing cutters, etc. These are the Miller XR boxes. Comes complete with gun, flexible nozzle. Got 2 of these set up here. Complete setup with the guns, nozzles, quick connects, ready to tie in and go to work. More Miller remotes. The east-west rollers, north-south sliders. Foot pedal. Another foot pedal control. Assorted TIG wires. More assorted TIG parts. This is the Dynasty 350. Excellent TIG welding machine for aluminum. Also does great for stainless. Does not need, it has a high frequency start. No need to touch the tungsten to the work, just step on the pedal. Remote pedal with extended cord. Another Miller XMT 350. And the ESOB plasma cutter. 80 amp plasma, or 120 amp plasma cutter. It'll cut up to 1 inch. 3 more flow meters already tied into a manifold system. This is the 4-drive roll wire feeder. It's set up for dual shield right now. The Bernard gun, all the Bernard parts, spare parts in the box. Lots of spare parts for this. Spare rollers, spare cleaners. Nice positive 4 rollers. Got a good wire straightener. Very steady feeder. Another hand torch set up with the regulators. Victor track cutting torch with 2 tracks. An H&M beveling machine, 6-inch to 12-inch. H&M beveling machine, 3-inch to 8-inch, with the short barrel torches, long barrel torches, sorted pipe fitting tools, centering heads, contour markers, 2-hole pins, line-up clamps, more flow meters, sorted hand tools, pullers, framing squares, lots of framing squares, small squares, short squares, chalk lines, chain vice grips, and circle markers. Assortment of large wrenches. There's some more over here, but here's a couple on the table. Got the Industrial Scientific complete gas monitor with test gas, pump, chargers, and other various parts for the needed for confined space or monitoring workspace. Large assortment of sawzall blades. Another set of regulators and another torch.